Time now for Coming In Hot with Brent Wallace, former Ottawa Senator Jason York, and Graham Nichols.
Hey, everybody. Welcome to the show. Brent Wallace, Jason York with you. Welcome to Coming In Hot, brought to you by Bet365. I don't know. I didn't sleep well again last night. I'm bothered by this. As we know, we can do it's been 15 hours or so since Brady Tkachuk's been traded. Yorkie, I'd like to get your thoughts on this as we get into the show. It was a long day yesterday for a short period of time.
Oh, you're telling me, Wally? I got the shanks on hole 7 yesterday. Everything was going straight right. Terrible day. Terrible day. What else happened?
There's a couple of signings in the NHL.
I get to, so here's how oblivious I was to everything. I'm sitting, it's Father's Day, right? It's Father's Day. I'm out golfing in my annual father and son match. My son, Jack, my good buddy Luke and his son, we do a father-son match. All of a sudden, I get a text message on hole 17 from a couple guys I know in the league. It's like, damn it, we were in on Brady, and people are like talking about this. I'm like, what are you talking about? And all of a sudden, I get off the course, and boom, everybody at the Royal Ottawa was talking about Brady Tkachuk. Right. I'm sure everybody in the city's talking about Brady Tkachuk. I'm not shocked, but I didn't think it was going to happen this quick. I thought this would happen this year. I think I was naive to think they were going to start the season off and run it back. And then if things didn't go well, let's say you weren't doing well as a team, then you go down this route before the trade deadline or sometime during the season. But as this thing started to unfold and I started hearing so many things and doing a little bit of talking to people, a little bit of research on things, you couldn't have started the season off this way. And this thing would have become a distraction, Wally. It would have. And I think
it was.
But it was going to get bigger. And there was going to start being some. You got a good thing going on in that room. Like you've got Sanderson, you've got Stützle, you've got a lot of good pieces. And I just think things were starting to get taken apart. Like you're going to start not becoming a team. So I think for Steve Staios, tough situation to be in. You get a list of 4 teams. You get Minnesota, you get Carolina, you get Vegas, and you get Florida. Vegas doesn't really have a lot of capital to give back. Minnesota's got they still got to figure out what they're going to do with Quinn Hughes. They probably don't have the cap space. Carolina's happy. I'm not changing the Carolina Hurricanes right now. Why would you do that trade? You wouldn't. So it became apparent that Florida was the only option. And it's funny, Doug McLean, who was on with the other day, he said, Florida's got that 9th pick sitting right there. And sure enough, that's what they did. Would I have liked to seen a player come back in the deal? Absolutely. I would have loved to have seen a Big D, Lundell, perhaps. If you waited, would you have gotten that? I don't know. Here's the thing with the NHL now, Wally. You know this. I know this. People on the inside know it. The players have all the control now. The players have the leverage because of long-term deals, because of no movement clause, because of how everybody sells the game. And this is the dangerous part of the NHL, which is the new NHL. The players, the way teams make money is you amp up your players. You make the players, it's the NBA model, right? Your players, instead of marketing your whole team, you market 2 or 3 guys and you turn them into superstars, and hopefully they play like superstars. But when you have superstars, they become more powerful than the team, and then you're basically at the mercy of the players. And that's unfortunately what happens in today's league. And for the Senators, this was going to be the only option. And is it a terrible trade? I don't think it's a terrible trade. I just think you do what you do. And, they're not done, Wally. They're not done. They're going to use that 9th pick, another first rounder, probably a body, and they're going to make a splash. There's going to be a big trade coming up. But I think, we've been looking in the wrong basket, Wally. We've been looking in the wrong basket. They're not going to be going after a UFA. It's going to be an RFA. That's the move to make. And you talked about it last week. I'll give you some credit here, man. That's the basket you got to look at. Young guys that haven't yet become superstars, lock them up, do your homework, and hopefully it turns into a Logan Stankoven.
People think I'm crazy. I'm telling you, Maverick Borg is a definite possibility.
Well, that's the scenario. This is where the league's going. You have the superpowers of the league where everybody wants to go. Vegas, Florida. It's funny, Minnesota's now becoming a team on list, but people love guys love that Billy Guerin's there, especially the American players. Like obviously there's a bond there at the US Olympics, and a lot of the young superstars love Billy G. So he's become a big selling point there. So no, you're not wrong. Like Canadian markets have to work harder than these markets to try and figure out how to get players in that are going to stay. And that's just the reality of the game.
Well, we don't have palm trees.
It's not just that, Wally. It's
the whole Kevin Adams thing in Buffalo.
I know, but listen, hey, neither does Minnesota. Minnesota doesn't have palm trees.
If you build a great organization, it doesn't matter.
Yeah. And listen, I think Ottawa's on the right track. It's become miles and miles better from what it was under the Eugene Melnyk era. There's been massive steps. This is unfortunate, but we all saw this coming. Like, I just didn't think it was going to happen this quick, but it did. Now the next step's going to be massive. What do you do with those picks and that 9th overall pick to try and get something back that's going to, because I still think Ottawa's in win mode now. It's win now mode. They've still got great pieces, but this next move is huge. And they know that. Steve knows that. And Michael Andlauer knows that. Pooley knows that. And I'm tell you what, they're going to make this draft a lot more fascinating to watch because they got some poker chips now to play with. So it's going to be interesting.
What's going on, fellas?
Hello, Graham. What? Were you boozing last night? What are you late for?
No, I just had some family stuff going on here. We're trying to get organized because,
Kids
kids' graduation photos that I can't miss tonight. But we got the Staios availability that's supposed to happen sometime this afternoon. So I'm just trying to coordinate with my wife, who's busy with her job and everything that entails. So it's just a bit of
family reasons. Yeah. When you're late, just say family reasons.
All right, so let's discuss. Let's go back to the Brady discussion because I think there are people still perhaps in one of the 7 steps of grief.
Mm-hmm. What are the 7 steps, Wally?
Well, shock, denial, anger, bargaining, depression, testing, and acceptance are the 7.
You had them written all down.
I did because I wrote down this morning. I wrote down anger because I'm a little bit in the anger mode, and there's a reason, but we can get to that. So then I'm like, oh yeah, the 7 steps. And so I was like, I wonder what step that is. Anyway, I believe I'm probably closer to the acceptance.
Yeah. Wally, can you do me a favor? Can you do me a favor? Can you send me those 7 steps? Because every time we have a golf match, when my buddy Joe loses, we talk about the 7 steps. I'm always trying to, like, after you lose, it's like you're angry, then you're depressed, you're silent. It's very similar. Send those to me, please.
Okay. We'll just try to do the show first. And people, like, there's a lot of people that are angry. I get they're angry, but
Wally,
and they feel he lied. And but players are never going to say at a press conference, yeah, you know what, this is it for me. But if you listen to him, right? Like,
imagine that.
Right? Like, you know what, guys, I'm about to go into Steve's office and tell him that I want out. Like, but if you listen to, he never spoke in the present. It was always in the past. Like, and at his last press conference, he said about being a distraction. I have been fully committed to this team, and he could have said, I am fully committed, but there was never anything. It was always in the past, and that was always something that stood out to me that didn't get picked up on. Was always spoken in past tense.
That's a good point.
Yeah, I agree, Wally. That word "have" is very powerful, right?
Right. And so the other part to that whole thing is, and people brought it, I meant to get to this sooner, is we haven't seen a thank you from the Ottawa Senators. Like, there's always a stupid thank you for all your years of service with the team. There hasn't been. I haven't seen one player, and if there has been, I apologize. I haven't seen one player tweet, "Hey, thank you," or they haven't. There's nothing to repost from the Sens, so they haven't put out anything. And I find that very telling. That was your captain. That was your leader. That was a guy here for 8 years who's 5th all time in scoring. Not a peep.
I think
that says a lot.
Sunday night, I just think a lot of people got the news late. It's Monday now. I think something will happen. I'm that's not a huge deal.
No,
to me.
Yorkie, they have that shit ready to go. Like Steve Staios didn't call Ian and Sly and the PR and go, you know what? We just traded. They know that trade is about to happen. It is done and ready. They don't have it. It doesn't take long to say thank you on a post.
Maybe they're waiting for the shoe to drop, right? Like we were last night. We were talking about the.
No, when it comes to thank you, they don't need another shoe to drop when they say thank you.
What the return is. Yeah, fair enough. But like to your point about anger and resentment, Wally, and what the fans are dealing with, I think one of the things that we failed to talk about last night was the fact that like Brady talks about the distraction of his future, all the trade speculation. I think for fans who were they were all part of it, watching this happen in real time, all this speculation noise came from outside this market. And I think that's the frustration where it's like this captain is forced to repeatedly talk about it because of posts from the now deceased Larry Brooks, noise and speculation from podcasts, Spitting Chicklets, everything else. It's all from outside this market. And none of it was manufactured here. It wasn't manufactured by the player, the organization, or anyone. It was just noise from outside this market that nobody had any control over. And it frustrated Brady. And he talked about it in his exit interview or his exit media availability with us. I think that's where there is a bit of frustration where it's like, there was no control. There's no control over that whatsoever.
I think there's a lot of things pulling. I think a lot of little things, and you add them all up in the sum of one, it became a lot.
Mm-hmm.
The comments by his dad on the podcast, everybody knows what he's like, what he's joking around. There's one little thing coming back from the Olympics, having to face, like, instead of, hey, congratulations, you won gold, it's right away a lot of people attacking him. Outside noise from other markets. I don't think it's one thing in particular. I just think it's a lot of things adding up to one big thing. And then finally, I'll give Steve Staios some credit, man. Like, making sure you have that meeting and getting in front of it. Like, are you going to re-sign here in 2 years?
Mm-hmm.
That question was 100% asked. When it became clear he wasn't, now you got to do something. And can you imagine riding this out? And because the player has all the power, the player can just say, you know what?
Mm-hmm.
I want to go to Florida. I'm going to wait it out.
Or I'm still wait 2 years and then just go.
And everybody says, well, if you wait it out, you know what? While you're waiting out, you're paid handsomely, 8 point whatever you're making, and you can still play. When you're done the 2 years, you're still young. So you have one team to deal with out of the four, because Graham, we went over why the other teams weren't really a viable option, and you get out in front of it. The more I thought about it, I just think you couldn't start the season this way. You couldn't. No, so you had to do this. And now, like I said earlier, I am really anxious to see what you can do with this 9th overall pick. Because I don't think you go into rebuild mode. There's too many good players.
Yeah.
You can't. You got Allmark here right now in the prime. You got Jake Sanders in his prime, Tim Stützle in his prime. See what happens with Drake Batherson. You probably want to re-sign him because you can't lose another talented top 6 forward. You got Dylan Cousins, you got Pinto, there's a lot of good pieces. Ridley Gregg. So there's another big domino about to fall, probably at the draft. And this is going to be one of Steve's biggest fingerprints he puts on the team. What he can do with this 9th overall pick and adding some other elements to make a nice splash.
Yeah. And I think, like, Wally and I talked about it last night, but I think you have to give credit to the organization and both parties just for keeping this under wraps, because you've seen all the nonsense that's come out of Detroit with Dylan Larkin's trade request. Right. And both parties look awful in retrospect. Like, Steve Yzerman's taken a lot of heat. Dylan Larkin, same thing. And you avoid a little bit of that. There's the shock. There's a little bit of shock value because this happened. I think we all saw it coming. And I think the first time I really saw the anger and resentment for maybe having to deal with this was after the Linus leave of absence, where Brady had to publicly reflect on some of the rumors and speculation that were going on that implicated other players. I think that's the first time that I'm like, I don't know if the city's going to be his destination within 2 years. I think that was probably the first foray for me. But then there's a lot of distraction. I just think whether it's the trade rumors, the controversies, the podcast, the post-Olympic stuff, with Brady Tkachuk, it just seems like there was always a distraction where at some point over the last like 2 years, he would have to reflect on something out of the blue. And then eventually it would go away like a week or two later, but then there'd be something else down the road. And like there was always this omnipresent distraction, Wally. And then like a lot of it's not necessarily the player's fault, but I think some of it was. Yeah. Whether it's like stuff that was said on the podcast. And then I just feel like the way he handled many of these responses to controversy or distractions weren't handled that well. And it just amplified it a little bit more. And I think he's got to wear some of that.
Yeah. The other thing too is like when players play, and people will say didn't have a good playoff because of distractions. I'm just going to tell you guys from experience, when things happen, like players don't get into a game and say, oh shit, I can't believe what they're saying about me on that podcast. I'm not gonna be able to play today. Or damn it. But it's more of off ice stuff. It's more of because teams that win, and we saw that quite recently with Carolina, care about one another. Mm-hmm. They are all in it together. The new model is now it's not because it's funny because during or ironic, I guess is the word, to get to the playoffs, you need your superstars and you see guys that can put up points, power plays. But once you get to the playoffs, it's the team that's a team. It's nobody's bigger than the sum of the team. Everybody's pulling on the same or whatever cliche you want to have. But that's where tight teams win. And the worry here with Ottawa was moving forward. The distractions you talk about were going to. It hurts the team more. What I'm saying is it hurts the team more off the ice. And off the ice is super. Off the ice is so important because that's what makes you tight. That's what when times get tough. When you got to dig down and you play for the old saying, you play for the guy next to you. I think what was happening in Ottawa was a little bit of rumblings that the team was kind of coming apart a little bit.
I've said this, he just felt like he isolated himself. It was
And like I said, I just think it's a lot of things adding up to one thing.
Yeah.
But it's unfortunate. And you look at the one positive out of this, fellas, and I said it earlier, similar to his brother in Calgary, you got out in front of it. And now it's what you do next, what you do with these pieces. And I'd say in this, Graham, earlier, Wally and I were spitballing before he came on the show. Mm-hmm. The way I think a lot of Canadian markets have to do it now is you got to go out and find a young guy that hasn't popped yet.
We had that conversation last night. I think that's what you have to do.
Because you can't bring a guy in on a 2-year deal. You got to be bringing guys in, a younger guy that's, you've done the research, the agent's on board, the player's on board. This guy with a little more opportunity can potentially turn into like a Logan Stankoven type of play. And he's not the only. Other teams bring in guys and all of a sudden they just thrive in your environment. They like the pressure. And you need a low. Here's a question and you need. Sorry, one more thing. Yeah. In Canadian market, you need low maintenance. You need guys that just come to the rink, play the game, and unfortunately, all media guys listening right now, I know you don't want to hear this. You just get vanilla answers. You don't have to, Yorkie.
You don't have to give vanilla answers. There's been lots of guys that come through here that gave great. Jason Spezza gave great answers. He was always under the microscope. Erik Karlsson gave great answers. Like, you don't have to be vanilla.
Yeah, you do.
No, the only problem was Brady decided to bring the distractions on himself. He decided.
I'm not talking about Brady. I'm talking about. I'm talking about the perfect guy I want in a Canadian market. Leave me alone. Let me play hockey. I'm going to give you the most vanilla.
You want boring Sean Don.
I want Sean boring. Give me boring Sean Monahan's Twitter account in my Canadian market, and everybody can gripe and complain about how he doesn't say good answers. But you know what? He just plays hockey. Jake Sanderson doesn't come much more vanilla than that. It's perfect. It's perfect, Wally. You answer me a question, and I am going to tell you what I want. I don't care. It's just going to be. I went hunting today. How was the game today, Jake? I went hunting this morning. That's the answer you're going to get.
That's completely wrong.
So here's the question then. Like, obviously,
hang on? Can we just do some business first? Thanks.
All right.
Business.
We can do some business. Today's show is brought to you by Shula Show Sports Grill. New daily deals open to close Sunday through Thursday. Start with $5 buds and Bud Light 16-ounce pours every day. Sunday, it's all you can eat ribs for $32.99. Maritime Monday, fish and chips for just $10. Tuesday, a pound of jumbo wings for $10. Wednesday, grab a $10 smash burger. And Thursday, 2-for-1 chicken tenders for $25.99. Big flavor, cold beer, unreal value. Shoeless Joe's, 2 great locations in Campville and Orleans.
And our good pals at BEI. If you're looking to get that house and property ready for the summer, because we're now heading into summer, BEI can help. So they supply quality aggregate and landscape materials at competitive prices. And they've got the equipment and experience to handle everything from small residential jobs to full driveway work. To get a quote or learn more, visit BonnecherExcavating.com or call them at 613-432-1120. BEI is helping to shape the Ottawa Valley. And please remember to slow down in construction zones. Oh, by the way, before we move on, did anybody try to drive near the Preston Street area on the weekend?
It was shut down for like Ferrari Fest or whatever it's called.
Like, I had to go to a wedding reception at Lago.
What?
Oh no!
How did you? So did you have to go around the back way? How did you get there?
Okay, I got there, but they make you park because there's a new parking garage going up across the street for the new hospital, which is great.
Yeah.
So I had to park across the street about half a kilometer down Carling. Fine. It pisses rain after the reception. So I'm not walking to the car. I call an Uber. The Uber.
You took an Uber shuttle? You took an Uber shuttle.
The Uber took 40 minutes to get to my 5-minute car because you can't go down Carling. Like, what are they shutting the city down for?
Yorkie, they shut down that Little Italy every year for one weekend.
Yeah, nobody was out either, by the way. Like, good thing they shut it down.
They could have just it with the Parkway. There'd be no one on that either.
Oh my God!
So last night, Yorkie, Dave Pagnotta, a lot of emphasis on pursuing Jason Robertson.
Yeah, saw that.
American-born player.
Yep.
Good team in Dallas. Is Ottawa a market that he would like to go to? And if not, the one scenario that we didn't really talk about last night, Wally, is there a world where Ottawa trades into the top 5 with that number 9 pick?
Yes.
Yes. Why did you say it that way? That was a nice yes. That's very exaggerated.
I don't think anything's off the table, right? If you can get into a top 6, like you have the assets to almost do whatever you want. I don't know that outside of, and we joked about it in the chat a lot last night, Connor McDavid coming to Ottawa. I think you can basically try and acquire anybody with the amount of assets you currently have.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Like there's obviously a few, but for the most part, they have to put somebody on the roster. They've like, obviously, thanks Tips, but you've got to try and find a top 6 player by the beginning of training camp. As I said, or we riot.
Yeah. Yeah. I would like to bring, because I do think now there's going to be, you need to address a couple things up front. You need top 6, and I think you need some more toughness. And a third thing, you need some more speed too. You need so basically a tough guy that can skate, and then give me a guy that can score. Everybody keeps talking about Dorofeev, who's he's an RFA. Yeah. Do you offer sheet him? I tell you what, he'd score a lot of goals playing with Tim Stützle. Like that guy's hands are unreal around the net. Be great for your power play. But I don't see Dorofeev of a guy coming to Ottawa. I keep looking at these younger guys. Like I look at a Cole Perfetti in Winnipeg. Like that guy's got some great tools, some great hands. Injured last year, missed some games. I don't know the background on him, what the injury was, but that's a guy that's young, that's talented, that has had to play behind some guys in Winnipeg. And, could he break out and be a 34? Possibly. Like those are types of guys I'm looking at. Like Cole Sillinger in Columbus, heck of a player. I actually just spent 3 days with the old man, Mike. That kid's can skate. He plays with jam. He hasn't scored a lot yet, but different situation. Who knows what can happen, right? I know he's a center, but I'm looking at names like that because now Ottawa's put themselves in the market where There's lots of teams that are crunched for cap space, are already paying their guys X amount of dollars, and they're going to try and squeeze guys like that. And then Ottawa's the way it's harder to answer your question on Nick Robertson, Graham. It's harder to get a guy like Jason because it's more than just money. It's more than money. Like how do you sell him on Ottawa if Brady just walked out that door? You got to say to him, Jason, meet Tim Stützle. This is going to be your centerman for the next 8 years. And we are going to build our team around you. You're going to love Ottawa, that you fly him in. I don't think you can because he's an RFA. he's technically still Dallas's property. You gotta send the private jet. That's what the big boys do. They send the jet, and you bring him in, but you can't do that because he's not a UFA. So you gotta sell winning. You gotta sell culture. You gotta sell. We do everything here for the players. We do everything first in class, whatever you want to call it. That's how you have to do it, and hopefully it's enough. It's tough though, right? Because like we've seen, like when Danny Heatley was moved, for example, like they brought in Bobby Ryan to be his replacement, and like Bobby was an all right player, like he had some good productive years here, but it wasn't the same, right? Like it was never the same thereafter. And then it's tough. It's tough. You got to target the right guy, or maybe it's just better to try and trade up and get a young asset that you can have control over for the next while. Like if you trade into the top 3, you get a really good player like a Stenberg. Maybe that's a possibility. I don't like they're going to exhaust every avenue. It's going to be fascinating to see what Steve does, and it's going to be fascinating to see what he says later today. Yeah, Ottawa's got a way better reputation around the league now. By the way, guys, compared, Wally and I were talking about this before you came on too. Like compared to where they were to what they're doing now, everything they do for the players. It's a players' league now. All the players are talking. They're all texting each other. They all know where the good spots are. But first and foremost, all that being said, winning solves everything. Players want to win. They want to win, and they want to go somewhere. If you're a guy that's perceived as an upper echelon player in the league, you want to go where you have a chance to win. So if Ottawa can sell, let's say, hey, we're a team that wants to win. We're going to win. You're going to be a big part of it. We're going to overpay you to come here. That's how you do it. Isn't that the bitterness, though? Because Ottawa's like competitive window is now. They did take like measured steps forward this year. One of the best defensive teams in hockey, real competitive group. They play the right way. There is like superstar talent in Tim Stützle and Jake Sanderson on the back end. Like they have quality of depth at several. There's tons of pieces. Isn't that the bitter part to see the captain bolt now? Well,
but he's not bolting because of the team.
Have you been on X lately? I don't think bitter is the right word.
He's bolting for different reasons that have nothing to do with the city of Ottawa.
But like, I guess like the hard part to rationalize for me is like what he said under the Amazon Prime special. I want to be my own man. There's that sense he wants to win in Ottawa, and like maybe I'm naive. Maybe I'm totally naive, but I kind of took him at his word a little bit. And like obviously a lot can happen within the course of a season, but like you're essentially like you went from being the guy, the face of a franchise in the Canadian market on the upswing, and now like you play second fiddle on the podcast. Now you're going to play second fiddle in Florida. Like I don't really get it. I don't really get it.
I can't believe Matthew gets to talk more than me on the podcast.
He punches down all the time, George. He punches down on him all the time. He's the little brother. He's the little brother thing.
I can tell you this, Graham. I can tell you this. Do you think Jack Eichel minds being second fiddle in Vegas and not being the man? Like some guys,
this isn't at all the same. They're not brothers.
No, I'm just talking about Graham just mentioned being the man. Everything's built around you. Some guys just want to play hockey, and there is a difference when you go to a Vegas, to a Nashville, to all the things you talked about, Graham, like the distractions and all those things. And players like that. That's the honest truth. They like that.
So Brady and Matthew are being presented as the face of hockey in the United States. That's a big 100%. Part of it. So that's number one. And Brady says everything that you want him to say in front of a camera. He's very good at it. And I think that's exactly what the Amazon special was. The Amazon special had nothing to do with the Ottawa Senators. Like his entire off-ice persona, including his podcast, which he never spoke about, didn't bring Sens players on to discuss anything. It just wasn't enough. They had nothing to do with the Sens. So it was all geared towards being an American and being in the U.S. I just don't like. We continue to say, "Oh, it's because of Ottawa." It's because of maybe Ottawa being in Canada, but he wasn't. This is about building a bigger brand.
You said the word right there, and this is what you never used to see in hockey before. One of the first guys I saw trying to do it, and they're not the same people, totally different personalities, was PK in Montreal.
Right.
Like of players starting to, I'm on a team, but I'm also building my brand. And that's what starts to rub guys in the NHL. The ultimate, in my opinion, the ultimate team sport is, okay, you're building a brand, but we're trying to build a brotherhood here too. So that becomes difficult, because you're going to see it more and more now in the NHL too, because it's just the money's become astronomical, and the players just have so much power.
I feel like the brand's going to get hurt though. Like he's going to be
not in the U.S.
No, but like if he was in a different market, like I think having a podcast where you're teammates with your brother, you're just going to wind up talking about the same stuff all the time. It's just. I think it becomes redundant. I think it hurts his brand 100%. He's not the face of a franchise. I think if he was in like a New York or an LA or something, but like he's just another guy in Florida. So I mean, they're brothers. What's the draw? I don't.
Because the NHL promotes them as the face of hockey, and they are promoted as the face of USA Hockey, and they've won gold medals, and so they will be forever etched in hockey lore in the U.S.
The thing is,
and they're fun and entertaining. Like you can say what you want, but they are fun and entertaining sometimes.
People, and also too, Graham, like when you're building your brand and you want endorsements, what do companies want? They want guys that win. So if you look at the betting lines now in who's going to win the Stanley Cup this year, like Florida just went whoop,
we're getting to that
pretty high.
Would you like to do that right now?
Well, hold on a sec. But that's the thing. Like, I'll counter Graham's point there. It's like you win the Stanley Cup. Where are you bringing the Stanley Cup to? You're going on late night shows. You're going on Saturday Night Live. You're getting all kinds of opportunities when you win. Like that's, and so sure, maybe you're not the captain of the team anymore. Maybe you're not the face of a franchise, but you will also you've wagered and you said, hey, I've got a good chance to win here, so I'm gonna go try and chase some Stanley Cups.
Need to find a goalie. Yorkie, I wanted to ask you, as a player, like Brady's physical, he's a unique player, very physical, plays a rugged style.
He used
not
to.
The fastest, not the fastest.
He mailed it. I'm still, you know what? I'm annoyed by this. He mailed in this year, and that bothered me. I know he was hurt, and then we kept making an excuse. Well, he can't hold the stick. He himself said he was 100% healthy. He mailed it in to get to the Olympics, and then he mailed it in afterwards. He's the only player out of all of those guys that we kept saying, oh, he needs a little more time. He was tired after the Olympics. Nobody else said anything. Jake Sanderson didn't go, man, I need more time. And so he got to mail it in this entire season. And I
wouldn't say mailed in. I wouldn't say
Yorkie, did you watch him play?
He
selfish and mailed it in. In fact, Travis Green had to say it twice that he spoke to Brady about the way he was playing and that he could be better.
100%. But I don't think he mailed the entire season. Was he the same Brady? Absolutely not. Were there moments where you're like, man, wish he was better? 100%. But there were times where it was like, what? That's the Brady Tkachuk right there. It was a disappointing season for sure. But hey, I don't know. I don't know if he was hurt or not. We never got those answers. But clear to me, and we talked about this, he wasn't the same player in the playoffs. I can 100% agree with you on that. I don't think anybody in the league ever mails it in and says, you know what? I'm not going to try. I just don't. I don't. Okay, sorry. There's one. But I don't think
that's not true.
I don't think any. All I can say from my experience is I've never played with a guy that says, you know what, today I ain't trying.
There's not a today I'm not trying. There's a 60% is good today.
Well, he said he was exhausted though, right? Like he blamed the post-Olympic hangover with like that Western Coast swing that happened immediately after, and he said he had a hard time. But like that's just him saying that. Like, who knows?
You were paid $8.25 million to play for the Ottawa Senators. You better put the uniform on and play.
But maybe he's dealing with something, and we just don't know, right? Like, I know what you're saying.
Then you don't get the next day to preach and go, oh yeah, I feel great, everything. No, like then sit. The Sens went 12-5-5 without him in the lineup this year.
And eventually that pressure led to that fight with Anders Lee, right? On home ice against the Islanders. We're like, where everything built up to that. But like he was getting called out openly for his work ethic, and lo and behold, first thing he does is drop the gloves in that game with the Islanders, right? Like that's when everything was kind of amplifying.
Think about him dropping the gloves in the first game of the Carolina series.
Wasn't a huge fan of it, but like
again, totally all three of the times he did it, I felt were selfish. Because it's performative at the top of it's at the start of a game.
I didn't love it either.
Do it when it matters.
It was the best thing. You know what? It galvanized the Carolina Hurricanes.
Yeah, like I thought it was bad.
You get buttoned up Jordan Staal, who doesn't swear. By the way, he's been doing some great interviews lately, talking about doesn't drink. He's asked if he does gummies. He says he's high on the spirit of the Lord. Like, so just picture you're in your dressing room.
Isn't that Jordan Martinook?
No, it's Jordan Staal.
Slavin. I'm sorry. Yes,
whoever. Stahl's the same way. It was Staal too. It was Jordan Staal. Like I didn't like the moment for the fighting there, but it's just back to of guys mailing it in. If you look at the players this year, and this is why I think Olympic years during NHL season are ridiculously tough on the players. Mm-hmm. If you look at Colorado, Nathan McKinnon, totally spent. Colorado, boom, bounced. Connor McDavid, bounced. Jack Eichel, terrible final. Looked like he had nothing left. Like you go around, look who was playing well in the playoffs this year. Look who the best guys in the playoffs this year. Taylor Hall didn't go to the Olympics. Logan Stankoven didn't go to the Olympics. Jason Blake, all these guys that just were amazing in the playoffs. I just don't think, and this is an excuse for Brady, I'm just telling you why. The human body, it's impossible to go through an NHL season and add in the Olympics. You can't do it. It's impossible.
So to your point, Yorkie, we're talking about bodies breaking down over time. Brady does play a physical style. He's not the best skater. How do you foresee him aging as a player? And he had 2 years left on his deal with Ottawa. Is avoiding a long-term extension with Brady in his 30s maybe a blessing in disguise for the Ottawa Senators?
Maybe, but look at the most recent proof of a guy that's not that fast, big body, and
that's good. Nice job, Omni.
Wally is gaining a tan every time Yorkie speaks. I agree with that. He's gets some sun this weekend.
My George Hamilton look, apparently.
So, did anybody think Jordan Staal, when the playoffs started, was going to win the Conn Smythe? But he can't. He's not fast. So I don't know with Brady. Everybody's one injury away from their contract being a bad contract. I look at Connor McDavid. Mm-hmm. If I look at a guy that if he has a bad injury and you take away his skating, that's the bigger worry for me, Grams. Guys that their games rely heavily on skating. As soon as they get nicked up in the knees or something like that, it's disastrous. Like you saw McDavid in the playoffs once he was injured a bit. Yeah. He wasn't even close to being the player he could be versus Leon Draisaitl, who's not that fast, but big body, protects the puck. Like, I don't know with Brady. Will he slow down? Potentially. Potentially.
Could have used some of that golf tournament, Wally. Could have used some of that golf tournament.
Oh, boy.
What are we doing here? There's a couple of things I got to get to. One is, how do you expect the return of Brady to be?
And he's going to get loudly booed. Loudly booed. Half the some of the fan base didn't like him because he was a Trump supporter in the first place. So now you're just amplifying by the fact that he's gone. So he's going to get booed. So inevitably.
What is his legacy? This is a guy that played 8 and out. He didn't. I'll make sure he didn't ever complain for 8 years. He was the face of the franchise. He did everything that you wanted in your leader. For the most part,
great community guy too.
He's 5th all time in scoring. We can argue where he ranks among the greatest to ever play for the Ottawa Senators.
Yep.
But what is the legacy of Brady Tkachuk?
I will tell you. Brady's legacy with the Ottawa Senators is he's tied with Jason York for most shots in a game.
Why can't I just have a normal show?
He was the biggest threat. He was the biggest threat to York, and now he's gone.
The threat's been eliminated. He's gone.
It lives on. It lives on.
Now I can have no more sleepless nights. I get texts. Brady's got 9 shots. He's getting close.
Wally, you got to you have to make merch that has like the Jason York shot counter on it.
It is safe. It is safe.
That would sell. That would sell like hotcakes.
So the legacy is there's going to be a T-shirt, 12 shots, and I've got the crown because I got to get mine from greater distance from the point. It's a lot harder
through traffic.
Through traffic, shin pads. I'm not banging away at rebounds in front of the net. I'm getting 12 shots from the point, Wally, which in today's NHL game, where not a defenseman can be found to avoid a shin pad. It's not that hard. God,
what we have to do in the offseason is actually like get the tape of that game. We sit down on Yorkie's like patio and we watch it start to finish, and we just talk. We just talk and add some context for what's going on. That would be awesome.
Can we get back to the question? What is Brady Tkachuk's legacy in Ottawa?
For me, Brady Tkachuk's legacy is he was the power forward that everybody in this city has wanted for the past 30 years of this franchise's existence. And as soon as this team started playing meaningful games again, he left.
Yeah.
One of the probably had a chance to be like one of the best players in this franchise's history in terms of like the work he did on and off the ice, and he packed up and left. And I don't begrudge him for that. If he didn't want to stay here, that's his contractual right, and he's allowed, he's entitled to that. But for a guy who talked about wanting to win in Ottawa, and he didn't. Ultimately, he didn't. He left.
Yeah.
He left, and he left when this team was getting good. And I think that's the hard part. I think that's the hard part for a lot of people to swallow. And I think Yorkie hit on that point earlier with ownership, the stability, and everything. I think there is still a bit of that post-traumatic Melnick disorder where everybody's worried about players leaving. And this was the player that everybody was kind of worried about leaving. And when that opportunity came up, he left. And I don't blame the organization for it. I don't blame the fan base for it. I don't blame anyone. It's just the circumstances and the opportunity for Brady to go down south were just too much. It was too much, and he left, and that was his choice. And people are going to judge him accordingly to that.
You know what I found myself saying this year, and I remember we did a couple of shows, and I used to say it about when we talk about Brady. You'd say that the team is following Stützle's lead. Like this year, that happened a lot. Where Timmy kind of, the old saying, I'm gonna drag the team into the battle with me. That's what everybody would say. This is going to be what Brady, when Brady gets to the playoffs, he's going to drag the team into the fight and can't wait for the playoffs. So for to me, listen, there was some great moments, like the fights at center ice and Madison Square Garden, some big overtime goals. Like, everyone's pissed right now. There's some great things he did on the ice, but for me, it's a little bit of a loss of what could have been. Like, there's just everyone now leaves wondering, wow, we wanted this guy in the playoffs. That was going to be when we saw the real Brady Tkachuk, and Ottawa never got to see that. And who knows, might not even happen. Even though you go to Florida and you think you're going to win, you don't know. Like, so we'll see. Like, but for Ottawa, it's a book that was unfinished and never got to the good part. Yeah. The real good part of the playoffs. Like, it leaves a lot of people with a bitter taste in their mouth because we're waiting. We're going to see the real Brady once the playoff comes. I remember people would tell the league, other fan bases, wait till you see us in the playoffs with Brady Tkachuk. Well,
playoff Brady.
And I always talk about playoff players and this. To me, his legacy is an unfinished book that ends with no ending, a bad ending. And it's unfortunate, but it always ends in a bad ending pretty well. When do you ever have a trade when it's a good ending? Not very often. Not very often.
Ray Bourque would be one, but it's a rare occurrence, right? After they give everything they have, and it's one last.
Look at Alfie. People were mad at Alfie.
People are angry. 100%.
People are angry. People are always angry, and the fans have the right to be angry.
Not necessarily at Alfie, though, right? Like Alfie was a little bit different. Like I think everybody recognized that it was ownership that pushed.
No, not everybody was on the same page of ownership.
No.
That would be revisionist.
Yeah,
because they said that Alfie should stay regardless.
I think people see through that charade. It was like, I don't know. The smart people did, anyways.
So talking about yourself is what you're just basically.
No!
This is just about me.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, Yorkie brought up. So
how much pressure's on Brady to win now in Florida, though? Like
it doesn't matter. I don't care if they win.
Like we just talked, but no. But like we just talked about him showing in the postseason. Everybody wanted Four Nations Brady in the playoffs. We never got it. Okay, if that doesn't show up in Florida,
let's get to that. As I have some business to do. The show brought to you by BTP. 2 great locations, both great food, great atmosphere, and of course, great beer. 250 City Center, great patio, by the way. And now that we can sit outside and it's not raining. And of course, 21 George Street in the Byward Market, btpshop.ca. And of course, by our proud presenting sponsor, Bet365. Every sports fan will tell you that not all games are created equal. Sometimes the excitement just isn't there. Sometimes you get a dud. It happens. But at Bet365, boring games, thing of the past. Now there's always a reason to tune in, even if the score isn't one of them. And while they can't make every game exciting, they can help fans get excited about every game. Bet365, download the app today. Must be 19 plus. Ontario only. Please play responsibly. Terms and conditions apply. Here are the current updated odds. Let's see. The Atlantic Division. Florida now first to win the division. Ottawa third. Goes Florida, for those you can't see. Florida, Tampa, Ottawa, Montreal, Buffalo, Toronto, Detroit, and Boston.
I'm surprised Ottawa's as high as they are.
I know, right?
Without having done anything. I think there are moves to be made, but yeah, that's interesting.
So this is just leads into your win now mode. Here's the Eastern Conference, which I found surprising as well. Carolina, Florida, Tampa, Ottawa. Those are your top 4 teams to win the Eastern Conference as of right now by Bet365.
I tell you, I'm buying some Timmy Stützle stock this summer, Wally. This is Timmy's team now.
100%.
You don't think it's Sandy's team?
I do, but I just think with Tim's personality, I think he's a guy that he's got that. We always talk about Thomas Chabot with making sure part of being a leader is to make sure everyone's included and to bring the group, whether you're doing off ice, whether it's dinners, you're organizing, you're making sure when the young guy gets called up, you're making sure he's good and he's got a place. Like I've heard some of the things Tim does off the ice and similar to Chabot. Not saying Sanderson's not that guy. I think Sanderson's for sure going to wear a letter. Who knows? That's a whole other show we're going to do with who's going to wear the C. Like that's
Yorkie. I'm going to point this out to you. Yesterday, we did a poll during the show about who should be the next captain, and it was equally split with Shabby, Sandy, and Tim Stützle.
Yeah, it's a great conversation to have. I think all 3 of those players will be wearing a letter. I think I originally thought it's going to be Sanderson. It's got to be Sanderson just because of his compete level, his competitiveness. That's the example you want for young guys coming in, being like Jake Sanderson. But it's Tim's personality. It's his personality, and he's got a will to win, man. Like he has got a will to compete. Just go back to that playoff against Toronto in the first year. The comments that Craig Berube made about him. Like I know the points and the success, but it's the competitiveness. So I'd probably bet on Tim being that guy. And I think he'd love it. All guys who wouldn't want to be a captain, but I think he's going to take this move, and I think it's going to make him even better. Like
I think he's getting older, right? Another year older.
Getting older, 2 playoffs under your belt. And he's got
but people are going to argue it should be Thomas Chabot. He's the longest serving senator. He is without question.
And I got no problem with that. I got
great character individual, but he only has 2 years left.
Yeah.
I think he goes with Chris Phillips Like Chris Phillips was never wore the C, right? Like it was always like Spezza, Carlson, went to those guys. And I could see them doing the same thing with him. Just like he doesn't need the C. He doesn't need the C to keep doing what he's doing.
Right. And everybody raves about him in the room. Like, I don't think he has to wear it.
Absolutely, he's a glue guy.
I still think it, but I can see him with it.
I don't think there's a bad choice of those three players. Right. I don't think there's no bad choice. I'm just
okay. Yorkie, do you wait a year?
No. I do it. Why wait? Mm-hmm. Let's do it. We're going. We're win now. You're win now.
Do you need to have a guy with a C on his jersey? I mean, Shabbat already has one. I get it, but.
Well, to Graham's point, it's just another stupid thing that people will talk about. When are you naming a captain? Who's going to be the captain? Blah, blah, blah. Just do it. Like in the dressing room, honestly, it doesn't matter. A lot of guys that don't even wear letters are the leaders. Like, you'd be surprised who's doing the talking.
That's like Claude Giroux's in that, right?
100%.
But
100%.
But because it's just
who said Captain Zooms?
Oh geez. Oh geez, SNES OG.
Oh geez, Zoom.
That's good. I like that.
But
that was
like
good.
with Giroux only on a 1-year contract, you don't typically give it to the guy you don't know if he's going to be back next year.
Just give the C to give the C to somebody. It's move on, just to stop all the jabber jaws from blah 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 blah.
So Yorkie, we talked about Timmy and how this is his team, the impacts it could have on him, and how you expect his game to elevate next season. What about Dylan Cousins, who played exclusively with Brady at times this year? Are there any concerns about the impacts of Brady leaving that line?
No. Dylan Cousins is a young guy with an upper echelon trajectory to where he's going. He's a great skater. He's a guy too. Like, I talk about low maintenance guys that just come to the rink, play. Lot to like about it. I don't think I honestly, I love how him and Batherson play together. I go back to that stretch they had back when David Perron was on that line, when they were arguably Ottawa's best line. I think Cousins still getting better as a player too, to tell you the truth, guys. There's still more what he can do.
I said it yesterday. Graham hates him.
Cousins? Why do you hate Cousins?
I don't.
I may have misspoke.
Explain yourself, Graham.
See, that's
I don't.
Melina just said, why does Graham not like Cousins?
No, I just said I have reservations about his game if Brady leaves. That's
I know, which is weird.
I think Brady carries that line. I think he carries that line down low. I love what Cousins does to the neutrals.
Yeah.
If you told me the driver of that line, I would tell you it's Dylan Cousins.
And I think Brady and Ridley did a lot of great work down low, sustaining shifts.
There's your guy right there. There's your guy. Another guy on Ottawa who has not reached his potential yet, Ridley Gregg. Like, he's going to be an important piece moving forward for these guys. And they're going to add a piece, or they're going to add a couple pieces. Like, there's another big move coming. Who that's going to be? Well, I'm fascinated to see who it's going to be, but it's going to be somebody that fits in with the culture. It's going to fit with this group. And the other thing we haven't even talked about, what this Brady move is going to do to that dressing room. It's going to bring the guys tighter. It's going to bring the guys tighter. It's going to bring them tighter. It's like, this is what happens. You do a move like that, and it's like, all right, he's gone. It's time for us to come together as a team. And I can't wait.
You're removing the distraction, right? Like, we talked about this throughout the course.
He loved the distraction.
All the distractions. But it's like, there was always something, right? And then you would have to ask Brady about it. You'd have to ask the teammates about it. And it's now that that's gone, like, there's nothing hanging over this team. I think Brady's unrestricted free agency 2 years from now was hanging over this team.
Listen, when you talk to Tim after a game, he's talking to you in that wonderful German accent. And he's just going on and on about these 1,000,000 miles an hour, and there's no distractions there. It's just a great conversation. That's why I think he's going to be the captain. I think he's going to be the captain. Just the way he conducts himself, the positive. I know you guys like your vibes. Positive vibes.
Cody. That's Cody.
You're
getting us confused with Cody.
The vibes. He brings the positive vibes. And again, since Graham loves the distractions, Jake Sanderson, no distractions. Thomas Chabot, no distractions. There's your leadership group. The no distraction leadership group. Give Zub an A2.
Are they vanilla enough for you, Yorkie?
See, Stützle is like a vanilla you go when you go to the ice cream parlor, but it's a really good vanilla. Like it tastes great, but he's saying all these things, but he's not really telling you anything. You know the vanilla I'm talking about, Graham?
Yeah.
Like you get like a really
Joe Sakic. You know, Sidney Crosby is the master of vanilla.
Yeah. See, I've got you on the vanilla train now.
No, Wally? There is vanilla, 100%. But you can also have a personality. Like the season is way too long to be vanilla all day long.
Yeah, but like a good vanilla, a tasty vanilla.
And by the way, there's nothing about Tim Stützle that's vanilla if you have a chance to sit and chat with him.
Hey, have you ever had a really good vanilla?
Listen, I am the king of vanilla.
It's very underrated.
Vanilla? Clip it, Jake. Clip it.
Like, let's be honest here. I love a good vanilla ice cream. If you say, hey, what flavor do you want today? I'd be like, let's do vanilla. Maybe even spice it up with French vanilla. But it's vanilla.
Yeah. Maybe a vanilla swirl.
Thomas Chabot is not vanilla.
No.
Thomas Chabot says the word obviously like 100 times in a conversation.
At the end of the day.
Sorry, at the end of the day. The end of the day is one of the most vanilla lines in hockey. And he loves the end of the day. But he
Thomas Chabot, though, there's times, Wally, where it's like I'm reading back like a transcript of what Thomas says, and he uses a lot of words sometimes to say nothing. But he says it so like emphatically and like he's so engaged. He's so engaging. He's got a gift. He's got a gift.
That's all I'm looking for.
Yeah.
It's media training 101.
He's savvy. He's very savvy.
Just smile and say a couple of good words, use a couple of big syllables, and away you go.
See, like if you go get like,
and then they'll be the king of vanilla.
If you go get the old whatever, Wally, you go to the no frills and you get your no label vanilla ice cream, you're getting an interview that's like, well, obviously we need to win this game, and if we do, it's going to be good for the team, and there's your steak. But if you get Thomas Chabot, like Graham says, he gives you the really good vanilla. He doesn't say anything, but it sounds great. That's the really good vanilla.
That's all I'm looking for.
I know. So you are looking for a great vanilla.
No, not all the time. Like, when you want to talk about post game, go right ahead. If you want to have a discussion about things outside, like, hey, golf or anything, like you can have conversations and be entertaining.
Mm-hmm. Exactly. And not say anything.
Okay, where are we at here?
Yorkie, do you think Ottawa holds on to that 9th overall pick? Do you think?
No.
Is there a world where they use that pick?
Yeah, I think they're going to trade it. I just think they're in win mode. But if you hold it, that player is not going to come in this year and be a difference maker player.
Mm-hmm.
It's going to take 2-3 years, where I think there's a lot of teams around the league that would covet that pick, that are in the mode of they don't have players like Tim Stützle, like Jake Sanderson, like Cousins, like all the guys at Bathurst, all these guys. I just think Ottawa's in a position where they can do some interesting, and Ottawa's got cap space. Like they have got cap space right now. So I like, what other asset does Ottawa have that teams around the league will give something for? Like if you go around and you look at the teams that are not in that position, like a top 10 pick is a pretty attractive piece to add to your cupboard. Like I look at the Calgary Flames, like they're just collecting draft picks right now, and the fan base is happy.
So that's the question for you then.
Yeah.
Is there a world where Ottawa could trade into the top 5, get out like a highly desirable skilled forward, and then go into free agency? Because like the trade market, with the exception of Jason Robertson, there isn't that like dynamic, like, oh, that's an unbelievably gifted player. You know, like there is that Mason McTavish who has upside, unfulfilled upside.
Yeah.
But like, are you trading the 9th overall pick for Mason McTavish? Does that make sense? I don't know. Maybe it's worth it. Maybe it's worth it to just say, hey, Alex Tuck, what do you want? We'll give it to you. We have all this cap space. And then you go and trade and get a young asset, and there you go. There's your 2 top 6 forwards. Maybe that makes more sense. I don't know.
I think you're onto something here, Graham. That's exactly what I think is going to happen. Like like I said, there's a lot of teams. Like Anaheim's got an exorbitant amount of high-end talent, and you can only have so many key pieces. And everybody knows McTavish was scratched. And what was Ottawa? The question before was, we kept doing this. How many shows do we do? Like, what does Ottawa have to give another team? Well, they only have the 32nd overall pick, and nobody wants that. Well, guess what? Now they got the 9th overall pick, so kind of makes sense to me. Like, if you want to go get something, and all of a sudden, then you get in the conversation of you can also add. Like everybody says, well, and I'm just going to use Jordan Spence as an example here. I'm not saying trade him, but that's when you take a pick and a player and you make a nice package. And everybody loves a nice package, Wally, don't they?
That's a double entendre. I'm not. Nobody's touching that. Nobody's touching that package.
Well, listen, he's president of the Stittsville Swingers Association. If I'm going to ask one guy, I'm going to ask him.
He's the king of vanilla, though, York. He's the king of vanilla.
Listen, Friday night while he cruises around Stittsville, he's got a velour robe. He's got the Stittsville Swingers right on there. He's got a pipe.
Carrying
and he loves that salty vanilla ice cream. We're gonna have to get one of those, Brandon.
I hate this show sometimes.
You can see Wally at one of those parties in Stittsville wearing one of like a big horse head or something from the movie Eyes Wide Shut.
Yeah, Eyes Wide Shut. That's what we got to get him one of those masks so he can hang it on his wall behind him. Put a fishbowl. Put a fishbowl and that mask on the bed. Oh, it'd be so good.
I have one last question.
We're done.
Well, I meant to bring this up at the beginning, but then you two never stay on course. Right. Did Brady Tkachuk quit on the Ottawa Senators?
Did he quit? No, Graham, I don't think so. I don't think he quit. I think he was
checked out. He quote unquote checked out.
Yeah.
He took the easy road. I think that's probably, I don't know, just the most disappointing thing. Maybe he took the easy way out.
But he took the way out.
He did. He took the way out. He took the easy way out. He went to a team that's already won 2 championships, has a ridiculously strong forward core, a really strong big blue line that Yorkie loves. They don't have a goalie. I'm sure they're going to address that at some point. But he took the easy road out. And for a guy who openly discussed how he wants to narrate his own story, it's a disappointing. I think it's a disappointing ending to his career in Ottawa. And did he quit? No. Like, that's his right. That's his contractual right. He was a free agent 2 years. Steve Staios did the good thing. He approached him this year and said, hey, what's your future entail? It doesn't involve us. And he obviously didn't get the answer that he was looking for, and he moved him. And I don't begrudge Brady for it, but I do think he took the easy way out. I think that's disappointing.
Yeah, I don't know if easy way out. Did he quit? I've personally never played with anybody that's quit. I just don't think you get to the NHL being wired that way. He didn't play well when they needed him this year at times, for sure. So there's no argument that. Disappointing, absolutely, for the fan base. Like I said earlier, it was nobody got to see what everybody wanted to see here. Nobody ever got to see playoff Brady. And that's the story that was never finished. And we'll see what happens in Florida. Contractual, right? Like, he was still under contract. I think that's what people are pissed at, because you didn't finish your contract here. You got out of it. But that's unfortunately how the league's going now. The power has shifted totally to the top players, and they run the league now. And that's just the way it is. And that's why it's so tough to coach now. It's so tough to coach. It's so tough to manage, because these no move clauses, it's so powerful. So did he quit? No. I just think for a lot of reasons, it just is a really sour ending for everybody.
Well, here's the one clip that will always bother me, and it didn't get enough attention. And this is from the pod when the Walt or Keith Brady and Matthew sat down. Jake, can you run the contract?
Like, what's the salary cap this year?
100, maybe 90.
Yeah, and it's going up to what next year?
I think it's continuing to go up. That's huge.
How many years do you have left, Brady? 2 more after this. Okay.
Nice timing. Well, one of these, we'll talk.
Yeah. That's for another day.
That clip bothered me more than anything else he has said over the last year and a half. Because that was the full-on tampering played out in front of our eyes. That Brady didn't go, hey, Dad, I'm really happy in Ottawa. Like, well, that's where I want to be. We're going to win a cup one day in Ottawa. I'm going to lead this. What? He was like, 2 years.
Yeah.
That was the problem I had.
Yeah. I wonder if the ownership goes to the league with it after, because it's out in the open. Like, do you bang your fist on the table and say this is open tampering? Like,
no,
and
is it?
Promoted.
It's not open tampering. No, they're a family. You're not gonna win that argument.
That's just, to me, it's just, again, like I said earlier, one of the many things that were going on in the background that just turned into all the things that happened throughout the last few years. Too many things blowing, and that's, well, I agree. Listen, when your dad's in your ear like that, it's an unwinnable situation. So wish you would have played that at the beginning of the show. Boy. Right at the end. Just drop the salt right at the end of the show.
I tried to, but you guys were all over the place today. If you just listen to me.
Why did you save it for tomorrow? We got another whole show to that.
We got Steve Staios talking this afternoon.
Oh, okay, perfect. What time?
We don't have a time yet. You just know it's this afternoon. So
you guys want to go for coffee later?
Is this therapy?
Oh, you need some. I'm so upset. You said you couldn't sleep last night.
I was up at 5 this morning. Yeah.
Angry.
I just not angry. I don't know what I don't know what that feeling is. I feel I don't know
used.
if it's like we just had a breakup, maybe.
Yeah, you feel heartbroken, a little bit used.
It was a divorce.
A little bit lied to. Found out some things that were going on behind your back.
Like, the problem I have is I really like Brady. Like, he's been very good to me through I'll say 7 years. This year, he was just disconnected from everything. And but he was always very good to me. And I always said Keith was very good to me. That's hard to reconcile at some point, I guess. But we all saw it coming. Like, you guys know, the number one thing you have been asked about when you go out in public is Brady Tkachuk this summer. I couldn't go anywhere with that.
That was me at the softball tournament on Saturday. Everybody was coming up to me and asking about Brady. And I'm like, hopefully you take him on his word and he's a loyal guy and hopefully he stays. And then lo and behold,
Graham, how did you perform with that distraction? But he had to play softball. How did you play?
We won the whole thing, baby. We won the whole thing.
Again, this is why we can't. Why are we into softball now?
We kicked the crap out of everyone, Yorkie.
Yeah.
Anyway, that's why I'm disappointed.
Everybody. It's tough, right? Good guys, like, people leave. Nice people leave, right? That's the business. Unfortunately,
listen, there's only really 2 players to ever play their full careers in Ottawa, right, for an extended period. Chris Neil and Chris Phillips. And that's an almost nearly impossible thing to do in today's NHL. So I don't ever expect the players to be here forever. I just don't like the way, and I guess there's probably no way to do it right. But it's if he left for nothing, we'd be still pissed.
Yeah. The worst thing that could have happened was Steve Staios doesn't have that meeting. You let this drag on, and all of a sudden, maybe this deal's not there. Maybe you don't get the deal you want. Maybe the leverage goes even more towards the player. You don't get out in front of it.
Mm-hmm.
And not only do you get off to a bad start because of distractions, because what's going on, everything we've chatted about, you lose a little bit of leverage because you're that much closer to his contract being done, and you turn into a situation like the Leafs and Marner, and you get nothing. Like, too many teams lose players for nothing because they think they can repair it. They think they can make things different. Hold on, let's do it this year. We're going to do this better. I know you didn't like how these things happened or whatever, and we're going to make sure it's different. And you become stubborn as a team because you think you have all the answers, when at the end of the day, the players hold all the cards. They do. So in a positive way, I like how they got out in front of it. Is it the best deal? I know I would like the warm body. I'm sure they would have too, but like
they reportedly tried though, Yorkie. Like, they tried, right? Like, Lundell was the name that was kicked around. So they tried.
And And I do think, to what you said earlier, trying to make a deal with the last pick in the first round is pretty darn tough. You're not getting anything back. Number 9, let's talk. Let's see what we can do.
They ran the 9th pick with the 25th overall selection, like some of the draft pick simulators where you can like find trade value. And they said if you trade the 25th and the 9th pick, you can move into like 5th spot. That's the value. So you can get a top 5 pick if you do that. But I don't know. It's a weird draft too, because there's a lot of defensemen available early, and like Ottawa's strength in the pipeline is defense. With the Tkachuk, Hensler, and everybody else, they need skill. They need skill forward. Can they get that at 9? It remains to be seen. It's going to be, I don't know. It's intriguing. I think Steve can go in a number of different ways, and it's going to be fascinating to see what he does.
Well, they were able to get Tyler Boucher at 10, so.
But
Logan Brown at 11. Yeah,
I'll show myself out.
When was Pinto picked? Pinto was
32nd. Yeah,
that's a pretty good pick.
First pick of round 2.
And you got to see, like, you package, like, Ottawa's got some second round picks, I believe. They got some seconds.
Not
like,
this year. They have them the next year.
Yeah, but those are value. There's some value.
They have 3
too,
this year. They have 3 third rounders this year, right? So, like, that's a lot of now capital to move around.
Yeah.
So, when you compare it to teams like Vegas and other teams, that's where it's tough to get being on the list to trade Brady. It's like, what do you get back?
But the problem with draft picks is that you don't know what they're going to, like, people trade them all the time. Now, we used to think, oh, you're trading a first round pick. They do it. Everybody does it all the time now. I think Florida has traded 8 or 9 since, I don't know, 2010.
Yeah. But it's like, there was a great tweet. I forget who, it might've been like Jay Fresh, hockey. And he was talking about like trading first round picks. We saw like the Leafs do it, and they would trade for guys like Scott Lawn. And Scott Lawn's a fine player. He's not an impact guy. But then you look at like what a team like Vegas has moved first round picks for, where you get like the Jack Eichels, the Mark Stones, those high end players. And that's what you want. If you're trading first round picks, you want to get impactful players back.
That's why I don't want Steve Staios at the podium. I don't want to see him until the 32nd pick. I want bodies for those picks.
Yeah, me too. Yep.
All right. See you tomorrow, gentlemen. Have a great day. We'll discuss that beverage later, Yorkie.
Yep.
Okay.
See you, boys.
See you, everybody.
Thanks for tuning in to Coming In Hot. If you enjoyed the show, hit that like button and be sure to subscribe to never miss an episode.